What's up, guys? So, bit of a different one today. I'm going to be doing an in-person deck profile for what I took to locals today. Yeah, since I actually have built out, I didn't have to use Edo Pro or anything. But yeah, let's get straight into the cards. So I was playing Orcus Eldlich today. Across 5 rounds, I went X1-1. So not the best performance. I am happy with how it went. I definitely could have done better. A few misplays here and there, but I do like this deck a lot. There's some obvious glaring weaknesses in it, and my build's a little bit different, which I'll explain as I go through it. But yeah, let's get into it. So to start off with, free Alistair. I got that beautiful gold rare Alistair chilling. This card's amazing. Obviously, your normal summon, you just want to see him as often as possible to get your invoked engine going. Then play 2 Golden Lord. Golden Lord's just a really great card. Facilitates a lot of stuff. He's going to be a big beat stick a lot of the time. He's going to be a removal. Be just a really good card. You can play 1, but because people are good at the game, they're gonna punish you for just playing 1, which is why you have to do kind of go up to 2 so you have a backup. I wouldn't really go up to 3 unless you're playing a pure variant there, because he can be a bit bricky in the hand. Then yeah, that's all the kind of engine monsters I played, and so the rest is hand traps. So I played 2 Phantasme, 2 Ash, and Gamma. So the reason why I played 2 Ash, I would have played 3, but I lost an Ash. So yeah, that's why I'm only playing 2. But it was a great card today. Phantasme was just to fill up slot, so that definitely I think was good at 2. It's also a nice card to side out games 2 and 3. This format, everything is needing to go into link monsters, so I just think it's really good to have game 1. Game 2 and 3 you can get away with not necessarily having Phantasme in some decks. I had one game against Paleo, for example, and it was completely dead, just sided it out. And then 3 Gamma. I really hate this card normally, but this is one of the few decks, this and Invoke Shadow was one of the few decks that I do like it in, because you have some power cards that people always want to action on empty board, the 2 being Scarlet Sanguine and your Meltdown. So people always want to negate those cards, and so having Gamma really punches people out. One of the things though is I'm always siding this out. As soon as it resolves once, I side it out, and usually after game 1 I side it out, unless it's a going second matchup that I think it's really big in, just because obviously people are going to play around it once they know you have it. But that's the monsters. Then we move on to the spells. So I had 3 Meltdown, Terraforming, 2 Invocation. So this is kind of like the secondary package to go on with the Alistair. So obviously just standard ratios. Meltdown's a great card. Terraforming to give you another copy. Now Invocation, I really wanted to play 1 copy, and I think going forward I'd only play 1. I know a lot of people say 2 because in case it gets banished and stuff, but look, no one's banishing Invocation. Once they know you only have 1, they'll punish you, but in general they're not going to know. And just having the extra brick is frustrating. Every time I draw Invocation I'm sad. I don't want to draw this card. Especially in a variant like this where I'm playing such a low monster count and a low light monster count. It's going to be dead in your hand a lot of the times. You don't want to draw it, you want to search it off Alistair. And it just never came up where having more than 1 was relevant. I know sometimes you can do some cute fusion combos, but it doesn't come up enough. I definitely think playing it at 1, at least in this variant, it's definitely the smart option. So, but yeah, it was a good card today. Did the job, got me my fusion monsters, that's all it needs to do. Moving on, play 3 Cursed Outland. This card is amazing, but I only saw it like once today. Really good. Basically just another copy of all of your golden lords and all of your golden lands, so it was just really nice. This card just did a lot for me today. It's also nice because obviously it's gonna shoot a card to the graveyard, but especially in a variant like this one, playing a slightly lower count of golden lands, I don't like using the graveyard effects unless I have to, because that's like a card. It's like if you have 3 Solemns and you send one of the Solemns to the grave to search another one, that's great, but unless you're in a pinch, I don't want to do it because my plan is to grind them out, and I don't want to just throw one in the grave for no reason. So a lot of the times I didn't use the effects, but it's still a really good card doing the job. And then play 1 Eldlich Black Awakening, which is just a nice card. This is good for a few, sometimes you'll have a hand full of the traps, your golden land traps, and just no way to get a golden lord on board. So this just does that job, does it quickly. I do like White Awakening as well, but I chose to go with Black Awakening knowing that I have a low monster count. I have a lot of different ways to get to my Eldlich, my golden lands, and this is rarely going to be a dead card. It's also probably one of the best choices to send off goods as well. I wanted a card that could send off goods that's not valuable, if that makes sense. If I send a Scarlet, I'm sad because I've thrown a Revive on my opponent's turn into the graveyard. Black Awakening, I haven't done that. I've thrown a card that's not that useful on my turn anyway. Yeah, and then yeah, as I've just said, 3 Foolish Burial Goods. So I took this from OCG lists. A lot of OCG Eldlich lists are playing goods, and I think this card is insane. It's now going to be a copy, a staple, no matter what Eldlich list I'm playing. Maybe only if I'm only playing like 1 Eldlich and Fluffles or something, I don't know. But yeah, goods is just an insane card. It's the same thing as Eldland basically. It gets you access to anything apart from Golden Lord. and it's just so good. Whenever it resolved, I was happy. It turned mediocre hands into explosive hands. And what's nice as well, especially with a card like Goods, once they see you use it once, they're going to want to be throwing their ashes and stuff at it, which means it's going to be another way to play through interruption stuff, because they don't want you. Because the thing is, the golden lands in the grave, they can't negate them. Most cards can't negate them that easily, because obviously they're not searching or anything. So they're like a Maester. So it's like it sucks up negations and stuff from your opponent as well. But yeah, it was an amazing card, performed so well, and definitely was really happy I had it. Moving on, then I had 3 Pot of Extravagance, so that's probably the biggest difference in my deck. I had to change the way I build my deck, and if you see my extra deck later, you'll notice that I made some choices that were entirely because I'm playing 3 Extrav. Having said that, while I would rather have Prosperity, this card was incredible today. It really, really performed. Yeah, I'm just so happy with it. Like, I didn't realize just how great it could be. And I've played this variant once before, and I did well with that as well. That was number 5 runs, and I think I'm on X1 then. So it's like, this variant does so well with Extrav. And yeah, the card's insane. Just 2 cards. It was better than Prosperity was online for me, funnily enough, because just the ability to draw 2 free cards was amazing. And the Invoked deck is good in that you can play certain cards. The only card you really want to get out of this deck is going to be Macabre, basically. So just playing that 3 solves most of the issues you might have. But yeah, really great card. Loved it. Was never a brick in my hand. That's the other great thing about Eldlich as well. With Eldlich, if you ever have a spell that's like a brick in your hand, as long as you can see the Golden Lord, you can turn it into removal, or you can turn it into a way to revive your Eldlich, which is really good. Then moving on to the trap. So I had 3 Scarlet Sanguine. Just a nice card. Revives your Golden Lord. Does the job in terms of that for you. Like, that's the only real relevant thing it does. Oh, having said, actually, no, so the set as well. The set is really good as well. The set, during the main phase, whatever, is nice to either help bring out your Golden Lord or facilitate getting a Conquistador, blah blah onto the field for next turn. But yeah, really good card, did the job. Play it at 3. This shouldn't really ever change, to be honest. Then I played 2 Huarquero, 3 Conquistador, and 1 Golden Lamb Forever. So Huarquero is amazing this format. However, in this deck specifically, I have another way to banish from my opponent's graveyard, so similar to my musket list. I didn't see a need to play more than 2, but it is a really good card. 3 Conquistador, it's a great card. I did side it out in a few matchups. The best example of a matchup where I was siding this out often was the Salaman Great matchup, because obviously a lot of the times they're just going to be protecting them once they're bailing, so I don't want to waste my time. I'd rather nuke their graveyard. But yeah, still a really good card, just spot removal, and the 1 Golden Lamb Forever. This card was amazing, so I very rarely play this normally. I just thought most of the time I didn't want to take the neg and stuff like that, but it just came up so many times. Just having a flat kind of negate is just so awesome to have. Like, just having something that negates pretty much anything, so you don't have to worry about your back row getting murdered, or you just don't know what card they're going to put up. I mean, it's really good, and luckily I never saw it. I never saw this brick. I was trying to minimize the amount of bricks in my deck as well, which is another reason why I didn't want to play 2 Invocation. And yeah, it was just a really good card. I had a funny game against Salad, and you'll see it later, where the Salad guy shuffled this back, and the next time I just searched it and say it again, so it didn't even matter. It was awesome. But yeah, really great card. Did the job. Obviously, it's not going to recur from graveyard, but the fact that it's such a flat negate makes it huge and not matter anyway. And then lastly, I play 3 Infinite Impermanence. So Infinite Impermanence, just a great hand trap this format. Dodges things like TTT, Call by the Grave. In general, really happy with how that card goes. And now I'm going to mess up. I'm going to mess up putting my deck back together. Whatever, yeah, so standard 41 card list. It was going to be a 40 card list, but at the last second, I did change my mind regarding Invocation, and so it ended up being a 40 card list. But yeah, really happy with how it performed in general. Again, most of the misplays in the deck came down to me, but I'd say the minor changes, like I said, Invocation to 1, probably. And then if I had more cash, Extravagance with Prosperity. Having said that, even with Extravagance, I would definitely tell you guys to give it a try, because it does do the job, but it still does do a lot of the job for you. But yeah, let's move on to that extra deck. So in my extra deck, we'll start with the Invoked Fusions. I play 1 Purgatrio, 3 Macabre, 2 All IDs. So I was originally playing the other ones, but then it really just came down to me trying to work out what I'm trying to achieve in this deck. And by and large, I just want to see Macabre and Eldlich traps. I'm playing Eldlich more than I'm playing Invoked, funnily enough. Macabre is just the negate that I want to see, and pressure. The pressure that Alistair provides and Invocation provides. But by and large, it's not doing much. All IDs will facilitate OTKs a lot. Same with Purgatrio. It's just pressure and OTKs is what those two do. And so that's why I went with 3-2-1. You can play 1 Kaliga and stuff that comes up, but especially because I'm playing Extravagance, I had less room. If I was playing Prosperity, I'd probably play 2 Macabre, 1 All IDs, 1 Purgatrio, 1 of the Wind ones for the Virtual World matchup, 1 of the Water one for the Striker matchup, or if not the Water one, the Dark one. But yeah, I was happy with this package. It came up a lot. Occasionally I banished 2 Macabre and stuff of Extrav, but even then it doesn't matter that much. You can still play the game. Losing almost everything doesn't matter. As long as you put up 1 Macabre, you're doing good in this deck usually, which is really, really nice. But yeah, so that was the fusions. And then for the links, I played 3 Almirage and 1 Gardener. So the way I looked at this is the same as if I had a package in my main deck, basically, where you have kind of like Near Space Connector and Aqua Dolphin, for example. You have your 3 kind of what you need to see and what if you lose, it's not that. If you lose, it's not good. It's not that deep. And I saw it as if Extrav banishes all my Almirages, then I've just got a dead Gardener in the deck. Whereas if Extrav banishes my Gardener, I've still got Almirages that do something. So that's why I wanted to have 3. I can still use it for Purgatory and stuff. And my deck does put lights on the board, not too, like, it's not too hard. I have obviously my my side frame package, my driver, my gammas. I have my Eldlich traps and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely I think this was the right ratio. And Almirage is just a really great card with the Golden Lord as well. It's nice in the opponent's turn when you've hard made a Golden Lord, when you hard summoned him to use Almirage to protect him. It just makes it difficult for your opponent to get around. But yeah, start off with those. Then I played 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Borrelsword. I'd definitely say that Nightmare Phoenix was good. Borrelsword wasn't. I just wasn't linking up enough to go into Borrelsword, so this should have been a Unicorn Tank instead. That probably would have come more. Even Invoker of Madness. I think Invoker of Madness actually would probably be quite nice in a deck like this. Especially if you're only playing 1 Invocation, I can use it, shuffle it back, and then use it, and then, sorry, actually I can't do that. But anyway, yeah, I still think something else would be better than Borrelsword, because I just never was able to link up into it in the first time. That was difficult, so Link 4 doesn't really work in this deck. And then lastly, just Pleiades and Zeus, and then Omega. So Pleiades to go into Zeus, Pleiades to make from your traps. I never made it, but it does come up. I've been playing Eldlich for a while, and I know that does come up. And if that did come up, was to make a Zeus, which is to bust the card if you can make it. Unfortunately, this deck doesn't make Zeus that easily. And the 1 Omega to go with the Gamma package, and also to hard make occasionally, which again, it didn't come up, but just nice to have it in the deck. So yeah, that is the extra deck. Yeah, standard 15 in the extra deck. And let's go into the side deck. So the side deck, I'd probably say, is where the biggest weakness was in my deck. I really do feel like my side deck didn't address the meta as well I need to. I need to make some changes. I need to do some more theory crafting on my side deck. And I'll definitely say that for you guys as well. Like, I feel like a lot of times people don't put enough effort into planning out their side deck and stuff. For me, I'm always asking for counsel and stuff on my side deck, because it's hugely important. You need to have a side deck strategy. That's what's going to determine a lot of your games, because you're playing more game sided than you are playing unsided. But yeah, as we move on, so I started off with, this is kind of like my combo package. So 3 draw, 3 Inveru. It's just really good, hits everything, to be honest. So your Salads, your Infernobles, your Drytrons. I mean, this is going to hit that. These 2 together are going to hit almost all of your combo matchups. Now, my main deck was focused on mid-range, because that's what I have trouble with. So decks like Prankheads and Tri-Brigade, those are the decks that I usually struggle against fighting. Decks like Combo, I just accepted that game 1, a lot of times I'm going to lose for free. And I would side against them rather than trying to make my main deck combat everything. But yeah, that was my thing to deal with mid-range. And then we had kind of like my back row-ish package. I didn't have a pure back row package because there's no heavy back row decks running around this format. So I don't think it's worth dedicating slots to just like a pure back row package. But yeah, I played 1 Pankratops, 1 Twister, 1 Duster, and 3 evenly matched. And I really like this package. The package is just insane. And what I like about it is that it's different cards, which is nice, even though none of these have hard once per turn clauses, apart from that, obviously. I like it because it's different packages and different ways to approach danger. The only difference maybe is, for example, these could be Cosmics or something instead, but they were just really good. Pankratops is just a great card in general. Yeah, and also outside Police and stuff like that, which is nice. 1 Twister. I don't need to discard as much in this deck. A lot of times I'm going to be setting my cards. It's rare. I'm just going to have random cards in my hand that aren't Alistar or that aren't there for Macabre. But still a good card. And Harpy's Feather Duster, just nice to nuke the back row. Chainables aren't hugely important in this deck as well, just because a lot of the times when it comes to spells and traps, things like Imperial Order, for example, don't really affect my deck. It hurts a little bit, but I can out it quite easily with my Conquistador or my Eldlich, which is why I'm less worried about having loads of Twin Twisters. And Dust is just nice as bulk removal. And then 3 evenly matched. This is just really good, this one, in my opinion. It's great against Prankheads, it's great against Tri-Brigade. It's good against combo as well, after you've kind of nuke their board a bit. It's good against Salad. Like, I really, really do like evenly matched. Unfortunately, I did draw it against Shy Brigade, but then he had a point over the Red Lotus, and he sniped it out of my hand. If he didn't have that, I might have had a chance. I don't know, because if he didn't have that, he might have had Judgment or something, so it wouldn't have mattered. But still a really, really good package, and I definitely was happy, at least with this section. I think it was the other sections that just didn't seem to do the job. And then 3 different dimension ground. This is just Poseidon going first. My deck does go first, so I didn't need a huge going first package, but this in general is just good against most decks. Right now, at the moment in the format, everyone loves to focus on the graveyard, so it's nice to have 3 of this card just to kind of punish people who do that. What's great about your deck as well is that you don't care if your fusions go to get banished or whatever, it's not that deep, and your Eldlich traps you can hold off and use them kind of in a slower way, so that your traps are going to still go to the grave and give you recursion, but your Golden Lord stays in your deck, and he's not going to get banished off DDG, therefore allowing you to play more next turn, which is nice. But yeah, I really do like this card. Does the job. I did have a bit of a crisis with it. I was thinking, should I take it out because it was annoying? I drew it. I played it Salad, they did all their combo, and then I drew it after, and I was like, oh, flipping heck. But no, it's a good card. I know it's a good card. I do definitely like it. But yeah, that is the list. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I am going to be releasing the videos from the locals I went to over this week. I have been, if you've been saying the channel, I've been releasing a lot of DB rated videos. So right now we're doing virtual, but in a few days I'm going to start releasing the August Eldlich games that I was doing on DB rated as well. But yeah, really do like this deck. Give it a try. It's so fun, and I really do think it does have potential in the meta at the moment. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.